Hi, everyone. I am going to do a Sagittarius sign by sign video. That means going through every sign for what your lessons are for Sun in Sagittarius. Now, I usually just do this for my patrons, but I felt like since it's my birthday month and my birthday that I'm doing this on, that as a gift to everybody, I would put this out there. I also am really excited about this. As I was sitting thinking about Sun in Sagittarius and the energy that I feel like we're working towards with Sun in Sagittarius, the energy of reaching for the light. A little thing whispered in my ear to find a Rumi poem for every sign. So I did that. I found a little Rumi verse for every sign, for every house, for every lesson. And I'm really excited about that because I feel like Rumi embodies the energy of the relationship with spirit, probably the best out of anybody that I've ever discovered. He at least talks to me. I am, excuse me, sorry, lucky that I got my first Rumi book when I was in high school. And since then, I've been just like, wow. I was sitting here literally on this couch right here going, wow. I was like flipping through and finding the right verse. So digging in, we are going to start with Sagittarius. Happy birthday, Sagittarius. Woo. Sagittarius, this is our first house time. First house energy is all about working with who you are, really embodying who you are. And I really feel like, you know, Sun sign Sagittarius, we're here to embody on the soul level the energy of Sagittarius. And that energy is bringing forth the light, being the light in the tunnel, as I've been talking about. Being the optimist, being the holder of pure potentiality, infinite possibilities. And I know, being a Sagittarius, that there are times, especially when life happens, that you don't necessarily feel like doing that energy, but it is the job of every Sagittarius to be able to hold some sort of baseline of reaching for the light. Now, I'm not saying don't be real about things, but that is the job. Sagittarius, this is your time to reach for the light. The next year, your next year, Sagittarius, having Jupiter in your sign, Jupiter is the ruling planet of Sagittarius. This is the time for you to reach for the light. And I love the Rumi verse that came forth. It's one that I use often, but it is so appropriate. Let the beauty you love be who you are. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. That's one of the things that we have forgotten in this world, is to let ourselves let ourselves live from that soul energy, to embrace that soul energy, to embrace that light, to embrace the energy of fun and possibility. Find the things that you love, whether it's a cute curled up kitty right there, a person, the beauty in nature. Find that. And let that remind you, let that be a reflection of who you are. The beauty that you love in the world is a reflection of who you are, Sagittarius. And when you are feeling low, because life has its highs and lows, when you are feeling that low, if you can find something that brings that spark of joy, or that spark of gratitude, or that spark of appreciation from the beauty, or just the, sometimes I look at cats, I'm so ridiculous, and I'm like, or any animal really, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how cool is it that this is a living thing, having a different experience than me as a living thing, but here in this plane experiencing life at the same time as me. It blows my mind and can usually pull me out of anything. Let the beauty you love be who you are. Let the beauty you love be what you do. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. So Sagittarius, that is your lesson. We are going backwards to Scorpio. So Scorpio, this is second house. Now, second house is a very important lesson. Second house is a lesson of worth. Once you go through your first house, knowing who you are, you embrace your worth and you embrace your gift. So Scorpio, you have the gift. You have the gift of Sagittarius. Congratulations, Scorpio. How many Scorpios do you see utilize that? I find there's such an interesting expanse of Scorpio. Scorpio can hold so much light, and that is a gift. That is the gift of second house Sagittarius. Scorpio can also reach to the depths, and that is necessary too. But what I love this room reverse, I'm going to say that probably about every single one of these. Your verse, Scorpio, is beauty surrounds us, but we usually need to be walking in a garden to know it. Your work, Scorpio, as you reach for the light, as you reach for knowing your gifts, utilizing your gifts, is seeing the beauty in your gift, whether it is, am I going to burn myself doing this? No. Whether it is of the light variety or whether it is the shadow, your gift is both, Scorpio. And I think both is necessary in order for us to fully reach for the light. So Scorpio, it's basically about embracing who you are. Some Scorpios, there's a few signs that if you're going to ask, like, hey, what's your sign? Scorpios and Geminis and Aquarius are usually the ones who will not answer. Scorpios, be proud of who you are, as well as Geminis and Aquarius. We all have our gifts. We all have our shortcomings, but your gift is that full expanse. Beauty surrounds you, whether you are in the mud or moving somebody through their own mud or helping them reach for the light. Now, this is the time to reach for the light. So whether you're in the mud or somewhere in between the mud and the light, Scorpio, reach for the light and realize your gift is that gift of transformation always, and especially utilizing that second house energy. All right, so next we have Libra. Libra, this is your third house. This is the house of communication. And all I can think of is one of my best friends who is going through some health stuff right now, who is a Libra, and she is working so hard to reach for the light. I don't think she's going to watch this, but Sandra, if you do, I love you and I appreciate you. You know, that's the thing. It is not just about reaching for the light in the words. It's not just about being positive with our words. It is so important to utilize our minds and reach for the positive, reframe, shift within our mind. Can you reach for the light in those dark places where you have the fear? In order to do this, you do have to be first present with the fear. And it's okay to be present with the fear. Once you're there, it's like reaching your arm into somebody in that mud puddle, reaching your arm in, grabbing them, and then like Superman, pulling them out. I love the room reverse. I told you I'm going to say this for everyone. For Libra, there is a way between voice and presence where information flows. My feeling is where are you at in regards to your mind, Libra? If you find yourself falling into those mud puddles, take some time, get quiet, go into that quiet place where that information flows so you can find what's really going on and then reach for the light. I know this is such a busy time of year, but I'm feeling for Libra a little bit of silence in order to get into those nooks and crannies and then reach for the light is very important. There is a way between voice and presence where information flows. All right. Next is Virgo. Virgo, fourth house. Fourth house is the house of feelings. It is family. It is our foundation. I have found the fourth house has a lot of legacy information for us, as in our past legacy versus the legacy that we're reaching for. And that's the thing is, Virgo, how are you feeling right now? Tune into your feelings. I often tell Virgo to, tune into the body, but beyond the body, tune into the feelings. This is going to be a year for everybody to be tuning deeper into our feelings. As the North Node is in Cancer, we have feelings that need to be felt. We have feelings that need to be expressed. Your work, Virgo, to figure out what's going on in you is to find the feelings. I always love what Abraham says about feelings. It's like feelings are our gauge. You know, if your feelings going this way, there is some realignment that needs to be happening with you. If your feelings are going this way, reaching towards light, that's good. That's showing that you're on the path, and the monkeys come and we get distracted. And that's okay. That's okay. But your job is to find where's your feeling gauge at in any given moment. Like I could see some Virgos doing a set a timer, maybe twice a day. Where am I at right now? What am I feeling right now? So you can gauge where you're really at and tune into those energies. Again, I love this poem. For Virgo, stop the words now. Open the window in the center of your chest and let the spirits fly in and out. I think that's very profound. And I saw that poem. I was like, oh, I love it. Stop the words now. You don't have to talk about it, although you might want to. But you really do need to feel, especially here. How are you feeling? And are you connecting to this energy? This energy is going to be the energy that does continue to lift us all up and pull us all up. All right, Leo, we have the moon in Leo right now. Leo, Sagittarius is your fifth house. Fifth house is the house of Leo. So it is very strong Leo energy as we work through the Sagittarius energy. This is the house of the inner child. It is the house of love. It's the house of fun and play and joy and laughter. And that's one of the things I often say, you know, I feel like we all are on this quest for love. Whether we have love, we want love. I always say at the end of the horoscope, there's enough love in the world for you. Because some of us equate love with food. Some of us equate love with money. Some of us equate love with security. Some of us equate love with a partner. You know, love means so many different things for everybody. But there is enough love in the world for you. But sometimes love can feel so far off. And we can get caught up in that lack energy. So what we can reach for instead, if love feels a little far off for you, is reaching for joy. What makes you joyful? What makes you laugh? What makes your inner child be like, "Ooh, oh yeah, I know why I came to this planet." Joe says all the time, and he's so right on with his, I came to have fun and to be of service, to help people. And Leo energy, you definitely came to have fun. And as you have that fun, you turn into the sun and you light up the path. You light up the world for everybody else. This poem, this verse, so good. Like I said, I'm going to say that about everyone. Be concentrated and leonine in the hunt for what is your true nourishment. Leo, your true nourishment during Sun in Sagittarius and always is reaching for the joy. It is reaching for the love. It's bringing the sun of fun, the fun of sun, to the world, helping light up the world with your presence, with your constant present reminder that we are here to be joy and we are here to have fun. So there you go, Leo. Next, we have Cancer. Cancer, Sagittarius is your sixth house. I think that's so wonderful for you, Cancer, because again, reaching for the light energy. Cancer, you're a water sign. Cancer can get really bogged down, intensified by feelings or feeling whatever. You understand what I'm saying. Words are Mercury retrograded right now. Having Sagittarius as your sixth house. Sixth house is interesting. I always say sixth house is the house of healing, and that's how I really see it. I also see the sixth house as the physical body. I also see the sixth house as daily reality, which the body really does encompass. I always lean more towards the healing aspect and the physical body aspect, but I do feel like the daily reality aspect is very important in this. Daily reality on Earth right now has some grimness, for sure. It's a lot of intensity. Anytime I see news things, I get really confused and hurt and scared. And it definitely does not necessarily pull me towards my light. That's the thing, is that's what the news reports. The news does not report of the light that's going around. And just like I said, be concentrated and leonine in your hunt for what is your true nourishment. With Leo energy, we have to do that. Cancer, you must do that. What nourishes you? If the daily reality is sucking you down and making you fearful, more than ever, you have to reach for it. This may be in caring for your physical body. Holiday season, a lot of us like to indulge, but make sure at the same time you're caring for your physical body, feeding it fruit and vegetables, true nourishment, but at the same time, in your daily reality, just like I said for Scorpio, looking for the things, looking for the good in the world, because I promise you, It's there. And I have been that person so often has burst into tears over how much goodness there is in the world. When you start looking for it, you really will see it. Unfortunately, we are bombarded by the opposite. But if you start looking for it, it will make a difference in your life and it will help you reach for the light. Your really poem, so good. Awe is the salve that will heal, and keen, constant listening for the good things, the awe of the beauty that is all around you. Reach for that, Cancer, and that will help you move through this 6th house energy. All right, Gemini, 7th house. 7th house is the house of relationships. Gemini, the twins, you have that relationship with yourself, always, with yourself, with spirit. It is also the house of finding balance, and it's the house of love as well. You know, Leo can represent love, but 7th house also represents love energy. And I'm going to actually start with the poem because I think it's so perfect. Love's secret is always lifting his head out from under the covers saying, here I am. I love that, Gemini. And that's my feeling for you, for the 7th house energy. Look for the love, whether it's in relationship with yourself. How is the love relationship that you've got going on with yourself? I love that poem, like, not the poem, the meme. Like, I met somebody, they're really cool, they're amazing, I have so much fun with them. Yep, I think I'm the one. Like, whether it's that, Gemini, which I highly recommend for Gemini energy always, whether it's finding the love between you and spirit, knowing that spirit has your back, is taking care of you, is loving on you. The relationship you have with friends, a partner, with nature, with your animals. Be looking for the love. That's one way to reach for the light. Again, all of this wisdom can apply to anybody. And it's, you know, sun, rising signs, even your moon sign to some extent. But look for the love that's around you because it's always there for you. I really feel like for Gemini, this is going to be a really great next year for relationships as Jupiter moves through. One thing I do want to caution, especially with the Sagittarius energy, is like, be true, Gemini. Be true. And don't get caught up in the love peeking out from the covers everywhere too much, if you know what I mean. I think Geminis will understand that. It's a joke, kind of. All right, so let's move on to the next one. Taurus, 8th house energy. Now, 8th house is definitely intensity. 8th house is the house of Scorpio. It is the house of transformation. It is the house of death and rebirth. It is the house of empowerment, ultimately. That is the ultimate light. In order to be truly empowered, in order to truly reach for the light, just like I said with Scorpio, we have to be aware of the shadows that are there. And I'm going to read these poems, these verses. There's actually a few of them that came up for Taurus for the 8th house. First one, don't try to put out fire by throwing on more fire. I think that's really good as we are in fire season. Sun in Sagittarius. I always say the 2 signs that I find to be the most blunt are Sagittarius and Taurus. And I have probably felt the harshness from the Taurus more than any other sign. Like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe that somebody just said that kind of thing. Be very aware of your fire. Be very aware of the fire in those shadows during Sun in Sagittarius, Taurus, because I feel like Sun in Sagittarius just adds on to the bluntness of the Sagittarius and the Taurus. And I love this other one. No matter how fast you run, your shadow more than keeps up. Sometimes it's in the front. Darkness is your candle, and your boundaries are your quest. And I love that for the 8th house energy for Taurus. Be aware of your shadow as you're reaching for the light. Just like I keep saying, we cannot reach for the light as we brush things under the rug. Be aware of what's going on. Be a realist even when it's like what's going on. And then bring in the possibilities. Okay, here's where we're at. And yet I know there's a solution. Be willing to reach for the solution. The solution is part of your empowered. Utilize your feelings. 8th house energy does connect us to deep feelings and intuitive nature. Even magic it connects us to. Be willing to utilize those energies to help you reach for the light. My computer is going to die soon, so I better keep moving on. All right, I got a quarter left to do, or a third or something. I don't know math. Aries, 9th house. 9th house is the house of Sagittarius. So it is your turn, Aries, to be the know-it-all, to bring forth information. It is also your job to hold that Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius, I always love that that saying. Sagittarius is like the keepers of the knowledge. So for this month, Aries, you get to work as being the keeper of the knowledge. But nobody really loves a know-it-all. And, you know, we have to be willing to look at our truth. The poem for this is one that I utilize often in the scopes. Beyond right doing and wrongdoing, there is a field. I will meet you there. If we can hold truth in the field of pure potentiality, knowing that as much as we know, we never know it all, we all will be so much better for that. And yet so many of us go around being like, I know the truth and this is the truth and you need to follow it. That I don't think has worked so well. You get a few followers and then, you know, then we get holy wars. So your work, Aries, is to hold that pure potentiality field. I think, Aries, that your best bet, knowing Aries, is to travel through this month, experience, learn more about the world, and then share your experiences. And in your experience, spend some time in that field talking to a tree, listening to that tree's wisdom. And that tree may tell you what is beyond right doing and wrong doing. All right. Pisces, this is your 10th house. 10th house is career. It is our legacy. And it is that soul pull to move us into what we are here to do. And I will just start with the poem. Let yourself be silently drawn by the stranger pull of what you really love. That is work for everybody, but especially during this time of Sagittarius. Pisces, what is it that you love? And in my horoscope that I just did right before this, I was talking about listening to your dreams that you had from once upon a time and being willing to listen to us or reach for them. I believe that we as children are so tuned in to our soul mission. Now, it may not be exact because I always say that my desire was to be a ballerina, princess, rock star cat. And I don't see myself morphing into a cat. And yet, like the Leo poem, be leonine in your desire. That's where that cat fits in. Like, I have to be leonine. I have to be like a cat on the prowl, on the hunt in order to move in. What were your dreams when you were little? And where do they fit in now? And where have you put aside some of those dreams? Because I believe some of those dreams are part of your soul going, hey, there's more for you. Come and reach for it. This next year, Pisces, I think is going to be amazing and really open doors for you. But I think you're going to be opening those doors first by allowing yourself to dream a little bit again. All right. Aquarius, this is your 11th house. The 11th house is a vibrational house. Now, it is one where we connect to community and where we connect to friends and putting ourselves out there in the world. But most importantly, I feel like it's connecting to our inner genius. And our inner genius is so connected to, we have a doggy at the door. How cute. Hi, Oki. I love that. Sorry. I think that was a message for one of you, the little dog lover Aqua out there. Where was I going? Sorry, distracted by this little cuteness standing at the door. Sorry, reconnecting with the brain. Vibrational nature, your inner genius. Our inner genius is so connected to us being on the right frequency, on the right vibrational line. This is your time. Where do you need to reach for the light in regards to your vibration? Where are you at in regards to your vibration? Now, this is a really interesting thing. I really do think Aquarius likes fact. Aquarius likes real things. Vibration is a fact. It is a proven thing. But sometimes we get so bogged down by reality. Same thing I was talking about with Cancer. And that can keep us from reaching our vibrational nature. This is your opportunity to go beyond what you see and reach for what feels better. Reach for the light. What is your highest vibration? What is your highest calling? What is your higher self saying? What is your higher committee saying about your life, about your world, about you moving forward in this lifetime? You need to get beyond the physical and move into the vibrational. Now, there's time to get into the physical, but move into the vibrational, because that will move you. I see very good things for you over this next year, Aquarius, but it is going to be upon you to check your vibration. Your Rumi poem is, what is the body? The shadow of a shadow of your love that somehow contains the entire universe. And I utilize this mantra in my video for today again. Om Bhavam Namah. I am absolute existence. You are absolute existence, Aquarius. Know that. Utilize that in reaching for your light, in reaching for that light vibration. All right. Next is Capricorn. Capricorn, oh my gosh. So much love to you. You've got Saturn in your sign. You've got Pluto in your sign. Over this next year, you have Saturn and Pluto moving to come together, and then Jupiter's going to join them next year. That is intense. Your work right now is to be in the flow. Oh, Mala came to say hi. Sending love to the Capricorns, huh? Your job is to be in the flow. 12th house, it finishes up karmic energies. It's not always easy, and yet Spirit will carry you through 12th house times. These poems, there's two or verses, feel so important for Capricorn. When I found them, I was like, yes, oh my gosh. The first one is, the only real rest comes when you are alone with God. It is your work, Capricorn, to connect to God, Spirit, Universe over this next month and over this next year to help carry you and move you through whatever's going on in your world, whatever karmic cycles are closing, ending, being released. This is for your greatest good. I do promise you that, even if it feels challenging at times. The other is, mystics are experts in laziness. They rely on it because they continuously see God working all around them. So Rumi is giving you laziness. Now, I've never met a lazy Capricorn, and I doubt that's going to happen. But be sure to take your time to rest, to let God work around you, because I promise that God is doing things for you. So with that, I'm going to end this before my computer dies. Thank you all for joining me. I see all the messages along the side. Thank you for the birthday messages. That touches my heart. It makes me so happy. I love connecting with all of you. Thank you for supporting me. Happy Sagittarius, and keep reaching for the light. Namaste.